Do you identify as a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, a Hindu, Taoist, Sikh, a spirituality of your own? Or perhaps you're agnostic or atheist? The truth is, most people in the world who claim to follow a religious tradition, or none, have deep faith in the largest, most brutal religion, statism. Jews have killed in the name of Yahweh, Christians have killed in the name of Jesus, and Muslims have killed in the name of Allah. The death and destruction that has followed behind religious radicals and their fanatic leaders fills the historical record. But there is one religion whose penchant for blood and death makes all other religions pale in comparison. It's also the largest, yet least known faith. Most who practice it don't even realize it. It's the religion of statism. Just as most traditional religions teach that its followers are God's chosen people, so too does statism. Statism is the religion that makes Christians find as many excuses as possible to set aside the commandments of "Thou shalt not kill" and "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." It is the religion whose adherents declare themselves as patriots, but would gladly curb stomp anyone who dared desecrate their flag, statism's most sacred symbol. So much for freedom of speech. Statism is the religion that drives people apart. It is a religion that pits the people of one denomination, called states, against another, simply because of arbitrary and invisible lines drawn by whoever won the most recent war. Statism is the only modern religion that still requires human sacrifice, sending millions of its own followers to their deaths, then ironically claiming that they died on the altar of liberty, fighting strangers who were never a threat to them. Rather than compete with other religions, statism is most effective when it shares their pantheons. The pharaohs of ancient Egypt were believed to be gods on earth. The doctrine of the divine right of kings convinced most of Europe that their rulers were answerable to no earthly power and derived their authority directly from God. The Emperor of Japan has historically been called the heavenly sovereign. Even in supposedly Judeo-Christian America, past heads of state are given reverence deserved for divinity. The Capitol Rotunda features a fresco of George Washington being crowned in heaven as a god, and the dedicatory inscription in the Lincoln Memorial literally calls that edifice a temple. In the religion of statism, tithings and offerings are not voluntary. While you can let the collection plate pass you by in the pew on Sunday and only suffer some guilt for not contributing, try doing the same with the Church of the State and risk getting locked in a cage. Statism actively seeks to indoctrinate young children from the earliest age. Youth all over the world are taught, and sometimes forced, to pledge homage and devotion and fealty to pieces of cloth representing the particular denomination that claims ownership over the land that they live on. Reverence for leaders and founders, the sanctification of symbols, and the perpetuation of myths are defining characteristics of religion. They are also universal characteristics of the state. Yes, even myths, like founders incapable of lying, the social contract, the will of the people, representation, and majority rule. All of these are faith-based concepts. People all over the world have traded away allegiances to freedom and liberty for flags, uniforms, salutes, buildings, and monuments. In the religion of statism, symbols have effectively replaced the ideals they claim to represent. Separation of church and state is an impossible ideal. The state is a church. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support. Make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with all of my videos, and also follow me on Facebook. All This with Aldous is the name of our page, and on Twitter at Aldous Talks. Thanks. Catch you later.